Did you enjoy your time here in New York?
Oh, I loved it, man. I couldn't have never asked for anything better. You know, the New York fans. I mean, when I came here, I already knew what to expect. You know, I watched my uncle with the Mets,
right?
So I knew the energy that comes with playing in New York. And when I put on that uniform, I was ready to go.
Were you an angry Yankee though?
No, I was never. You know, the media blew all that stuff out of proportion.
Really?
I was never angry. I just played with passion. You know, when I stepped on the field, you know, I was just a different person. The switch come on, and I didn't see nothing or hear nothing. That was just the way I played the game, and you know, glad that guy's dead now.
I remember watching an HBO Real Sports thing about you, and I was scratching my head because you had success when you were with the Yankees, but you said that Joe Torre treated black players differently than white players. And then you said, well, what about Derek Jeter? You said, well, he's biracial, and you said, well, he's not all the way black. What were you trying to say there?
You know, I would have worded it different. You know, to be honest with you, at the time I was emotional because I wasn't a Yankee anymore, and I was playing in another place where I never thought I would be. And so, and I'm sitting here, second in home runs in the league at the time. I don't forget the guy on the Yankees at the time, but he was leading in home runs, and so I felt like, you know, you got rid of me when I still could play here. You know, and the emotions came out.
And you felt like it was because you were black as opposed to
No, it's just the experiences that I experienced while I was here. You know, it was nothing saying, you know, he's a racist. I just know that this is what I experienced. You know, a lot of people don't want to see it, you know, take that and take it farther than what it is. And I can understand that, but you know, if you ask Kenny Lofton and Tony Womack,
because Kenny kind of actually backed what you were saying.
I know he backed it.
But how is that? How are you treated differently? I don't know what.
Well, you know, if you're one of the leaders on the team, which I was, and you know, and those guys, Kenny Lofton, Tony Womack, obviously we had Robinson Cano and those guys coming up, and so they brought Womack in, and he never played, and so he used to come to me and confide in me and say, "What should I do?" Well, go in there and talk to him like a man. That's what I would tell him.
Right.
And he said, I've done that, and he just disrespect me and disregard me. Same thing with Carl Pavano. He would come to me, confide with me. I tell him the same thing. He goes in there and gets some different results. And so over time, I never react on things that happen one or two times. It has to happen consistently for me to speak on it.
Did you think it was personal, or do you think it was based on something else?
I can't really say. You know, at the time, you know, it was just that's what was going on at the time, and you know.
Well, you guys weren't, you know, core Yankees.
No, because we sensed that. We sensed that right away. I remember I went in his office in Baltimore. When I came here, I just came off of hitting 330, 39 home runs, 136 RBIs. As soon as they brought A-Rod to the team, I was hitting fifth, which I've been hitting third my whole career.
Right.
And I said to him, I'm a better third place hitter because I don't strike out. That's what you want for your third place hitter.
Right.
But he said, well, A-Rod is the guy here and this and that. I said, okay, fine. So I hit fifth, and I wind up coming through for the team to know that they put me third now. He didn't say anything to me for like a month and a half. Right. And so I finally walked in his office, and I told him, I said, well, I'm sure you wanted Vladimir Guerrero here. You don't like me too much. So I said, I'm going to show you I'm the best player on your team. And I went out and hit 2 home runs that day. And he said, to me, he said, that's an arrogant statement. I said, well, normally your response should have been great. You go out and show me you're going to be the best player.
When was the last time you saw Joe Torre?
The last time I got traded.
Oh, really? So you haven't seen him since then or any of this stuff?
No.
He never reached out to you and said, hey, how you been?
No, you know, actually, me and him we was pretty cool. You know, we in spring training, we live across the street. And,
right.
And you know, our wives speak and talk and this and that, but you know, the men, you know, we just can't get it together.
That's right. You know what's amazing about it? I'm talking to Gary Sheffield. TBS has MLB coverage starting a couple Tuesdays from now. They have exclusive coverage of the American League postseason with the wild card, the division series, and of course the ALCS. Here, you said something that I always wondered. You know, they always talk about the core four, you know, and the core Yankees, the lifetime Yankees, right? That a guy that came in from outside the organization like you and performed until you got hurt,
right?
That you guys sensed that he had his core Yankees,
right,
and then the other guys, and they were treated differently.
Oh, totally. I mean, totally. I mean, I'm not here to harp on it or whatever. I've moved on from it.
Sure.
But, you know,
I haven't moved on from it yet.
But the thing is that it was a difference. You knew that you wasn't the core guys, which obviously when you come in a trade, they have their way of doing things, and you just sit back and watch, and you say, okay, this is how things are done, and you try to go along with certain things, but I have my own way of doing things.
How about the players? Did they treat you guys differently or as outsiders?
No,
the players were cool.
No, they was great.
They would have to be great. They would have to be your teammates.
Yeah, we teammates now, and the players was great. It was just like I said, when it's time to talk about what's going on the field, it came from the nucleus,
right,
and not guys that came from the outside. No matter what kind of numbers we was putting up,
you still weren't a Yankee,
exactly. Right?